Do you understand what you're charged with?
No, I don't quite understand those no, I don't. I don't plan to plea. I guess I'll answer in affirmative if Demers is not acquiesced to
All right.
quasi-juris. I'm Gordy. I'm not Mr. Cooley. I'm Gordy. I'm a man. I'm not a person. If you have any papers in front of you with my signature on them, it's because that is what was required for me to get away from my captors.
Are you Gordon Cooley? You'll need to unmute your screen, sir.
Yes, I am the man that is that person.
So you're Gordon Cooley?
Yep.
Very well. State appears by Jill Gillette, County Attorney. Mr. Cooley, there's been an amended complaint filed on, it looks like April 17th.
Welcome back, guys. Today we're diving into another wild sovereign citizen court hearing, and this one is straight up chaotic. Our defendant, Gordy, is back, and he's more fired up than a microwaved burrito, trying to convince the judge that licenses are just suggestions, which they're not. Driving without a license is not only illegal, but flat out dangerous, and the judge has zero patience for his made-up laws and YouTube University arguments. It's like watching someone argue with Google Maps because they don't consent to directions. What do you guys think? Should sovereign citizens get harsher punishments for wasting the court's time, or are they just hilarious free entertainment at this point? Drop your take in the comments, smash that like button if you enjoy content like this, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the madness. And let's go ahead and dive into this mess.
You're charged with driving while suspended as a second offense. For on or about March the 25th of 2024 in Elk County, Kansas. If indeed you have a prior conviction where this would be a second offense, that's a Class A misdemeanor. A Class A misdemeanor is punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a fine not to exceed $2,500. Additionally, with a second offense for driving while suspended, there's a mandatory 5-day minimum sentence. However, a person can be placed on probation from that, but there is mandatory sentence that would have to be imposed. Do you understand what you're charged with?
No, I don't quite understand those no, I don't.
What's your question in regards to what you're charged with?
Well, I think this is a matter of a mistaken identity. My persons was never involved in anything. I'm carrying my property from point A to point B. There's no vested interest of the state to even stop me. I'm exercising my God-given constitutionally protected rights. And I stated that to the man acting as the police officer. I didn't present him with a license.
You are charged, sir. Hold on. You're charged with driving while suspended, a second offense. That would indicate to me that you've had a first offense.
No.
Have you been in court before on this type of charge?
Nope, not on driving while suspended. No, I have not.
All right. Well, that is what you're charged with. You don't have to agree with it. You can certainly, that is an issue at trial if you feel you have a defense. As with the others that I've explained, you have certain rights. You are charged with a misdemeanor, so you are entitled to be represented by a counsel. And if you wish to apply for court-appointed counsel, if you meet the financial guidelines, I would appoint one to represent you. You also have the right to represent yourself. You also have the right to have counsel of your own choosing at your own expense. So at this time, if you wish to have a trial, if you wish to speak with an attorney counsel, would he qualify under any programs you have since you charge this as a second offense?
No.
All right. So apparently diversion wouldn't be an option for you. So if you're wishing to have a trial or to speak with an attorney, your plea at this time should be not guilty. If you wish to plead guilty, then we'd proceed to sentencing. But based upon what you're telling me, those would be issues that could be addressed at trial. So at this time, how do you wish to plead?
I don't plan to plea. I guess I'll answer in affirmative if Demers is not acquiesced to quasi-juris.
If you're not going to enter a formal plea, you're standing mute, and I will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf.
Okay, I exercise my right to trial by jury then. I'd like to face the man or the woman that claims I've done them harm
Mr.
or
Cooley,
loss.
Mr. Cooley, if you wish to have a trial by
I'm
jury,
Gordy. I'm not Mr. Cooley. I'm Gordy. I'm a man. I'm not a person.
all right.
Uh,
Mr. Cooley,
Can I ask you a
Mr.
question,
Cooley.
sir?
you need to be quiet for a moment. I'm going to explain what the situation is. You have the right to be represented by counsel. You entered a plea, refusing to enter a plea, which is fine. A person can stand mute, and I will set this matter for trial. If you wish to be or have a jury trial, you have the right to do so. However, you need to do that in the proper form. With a misdemeanor offense, you have to
Identity theft? Has this guy officially lost his mind or just playing courtroom bingo at this point? You've got to be seriously desperate or completely delusional to be pulling that card mid-hearing, like it's gonna magically reset the charges. The judge looks 2 seconds away from pulling out the legal version of a fly swatter, and honestly, if this guy says one more dumb thing, perjury is about to slide into his record like it's on sale. It blows my mind how these sovereign citizens think lying in court is a solid strategy. Like, dude, this isn't improv night, it's a legal proceeding. Just zip it, take your sentence, and stop stacking the L's like it's Tetris. But nah, they always gotta add extra spice to their downfall. What do you guys think so far? Is Gordy digging his own legal grave or what? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's get back into this disaster.
file a written motion for that request. Otherwise, it's set before the court. So you would need to do that in a timely way. If you're going to represent yourself, you would have to follow the rules as though you're an attorney. So all of those things would, most people don't have the training to where if they're going to do a jury trial, they're better off being represented by counsel. But that's a choice that you're going to have to make.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yes, you may.
Can there be a valid cause of action without an injured party?
Sir, that's not a valid question for what we're doing here today.
I've tried settling this matter in the private twice. If you have any papers in front of you with my signature on them, it's because that is what was required for me to get away from my captors. I don't understand what a man thinks that he has the authority to take another man and throw them in a box when they have harmed no man or woman. No
Mr.
claim
Cooley,
has been brought
Mr.
against
Cooley,
them.
you need to be quiet now. We're going to give you a court date and you can advise me how you're going to proceed at that court date. If you're going to apply for a jury trial, then you'll need to make that application by that time. Otherwise, you'll be set for a bench trial. That's before the court. Sarah, could you give us a date, please?
The lack of accountability here just blows my mind. It's like watching someone fail a test and then blame the pencil. Like, seriously, what did he think was gonna happen? You get caught driving without a license and magically skip out on consequences just because you say you're not part of the system. As a fully grown man, how does your brain even run on this level of fantasy? This man's living in a legal fairy tale. 5 days in jail honestly feels light for the nonsense he pulled, and if he wasn't acting like a human headache, he probably could have talked his way down to even less. But nope, he fumbled the bag and burned the bridge all in one sentence. What do you guys think so far? Is this guy cooked or just clueless? Let's get back into the case and see how much worse he can make it.
What sort of time frame would you like, Judge? 30 minutes?
Approximately 30 days, 30 minutes would be fine.
We can do May 15th at 2:30.
At
Judge,
2:30?
I'm out that afternoon. We could do 11:30 if there's nothing else scheduled there.
We put that for a trial and for an hour, didn't we? So
If you only need 30 minutes, we could do the 11 to 12.
well, we said something at 10:30, I believe, or was it the 10 o'clock that was set for trial?
It was the 10:30 to 11:30 that was set.
Okay, let's set this at 11:30 for a pretrial. So, Mr. Cooley, you will need to appear at the courthouse in Howard. And if you're going to file a motion for a jury trial, you need to have done so by that time. If you're going to hire an attorney, you need to do that. If you're going to apply for an attorney, I would suggest that you do that as soon as possible, so that you can have counsel at that time.
Am I gonna be able to face the man or the woman that has a claim before me, or are you gonna discharge the matter? If there's not a man or a woman here, then this matter needs to be discharged.
Sir, I've heard these arguments before, and those are not legal arguments. Somebody's made these things.
I'm not a member of the legal society.
Sir,
Can we bring the law to the court, please?
you've been-
Can we bring
you've
the
been-
law to the court?
Mr. Cooley, stop interrupting. At your hearing, if you have motions that you wish to have heard, you can file them in advance. I would strongly recommend you be represented by counsel. But your court appearance is May 15th at 11:30, and you are to be here in person.
I will invoke my common law rights.
I seriously can't wrap my head around this kind of thinking. This dude is out here acting like he's some deep philosophical victim crying, how can one man put another man in a cage? I don't know, maybe don't break the law? It's not rocket science. Driving without a license isn't some harmless little goof. It's literally illegal because it puts people in danger. The license is there to prove you know how to safely operate a 2-ton chunk of metal flying down the road at 60 miles per hour, not because the government wants to ruin your vibes. And then there's the classic sovereign citizen excuse. If there's no victim, it's not a real crime. Like, why would you want somebody to actually get hurt before the law kicks in? That's like saying you shouldn't get in trouble for juggling knives in daycare unless a kid loses a toe. These laws are built to prevent disaster, not wait around for it like it's a season finale. I'm actually glad most of these people get caught before they seriously hurt somebody, but it's wild how their logic is always doing backflips to avoid responsibility. And let's be real, if you can't afford a $5,000 fine, maybe just pay the $50 for a license and save yourself the courtroom circus. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up here. What'd you guys think about this case? This dude's insane arguments and how the judge handled it all? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I love hearing what you all think, even if you completely disagree with me. If you enjoy content like this and want to keep laughing at legal lunacy, make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss the madness. I post every single day, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.